supplied. Bicycles. If you had a bicycle during that time, you might be considered rich. You could be stopped by the authorities and asked, how is it that you can afford a bicycle? A chicken. Now let's just say that you were fortunate enough to have a chicken that you were able to cook one day. There are stories that people would close up the house. They would cook way in the back, trying to stop the aroma from wafting out onto the street, just in case someone might wander by and think, how could they afford to cook a chicken? Those years were often called the brick years. There was long lines that people would have to wait at the government-funded stores to get their items or to get their rations of supplies or whatever that might be. But they would wait for hours and hours and hours on end. And so people would bring bricks and they would write their name on the brick and they would put it in line to save their place in the queue. This was the reality of the Toy Bao Cup. But if you go to Vietnam today, you'll be stunned by the commercialism that you see, the vibrant markets, the street vendors, the malls, the storefronts on every street. And this is the irony. It was called the time when the government supplied, but you see the problem. They supplied basically nothing. This parallels what had been going on in China. There was the turmoil of the Cultural Revolution under Mao Zedong in the 60s and into the 70s and until the time of his death in 1976. His successor, Deng Xiaoping, opened up the economy, focusing on what he termed the four modernizations: agriculture, industry, defense, and science. And they lessened the quotas for rice production, meaning that farmers could keep for themselves and sell that which was above the government required quotas. And guess what? Production soared. Incentives. You will do more if it benefits yourself. We are inherently greedy that way. But this is not a mystery. I've been a teacher for the last couple of decades, and a student will do anything if it benefits themselves. But put them in a group where their individual contributions may not be weighed as important, and they will attempt to do as little as possible.